Comedian.
You could definitely be a comedian. I think you are a comedian.
I may be inadvertently.
Hey, everybody. It's time for Metaphysical Matters again.
All right, there we go.
And I'm really happy to be back. I'm sorry I couldn't do it last week, but I had a run of misfortune with cars, and the capper was hitting the deer on Wednesday afternoon, and it just created car issues, and so I had to take care of that. I think the deer is okay. That was my number one concern, because whenever it came out of nowhere and ran right in front of the car, I was just crestfallen.
And that's your totem animal too, so maybe that's also a warning to you to take care that you yourself are not being crushed by cares of your real world or whatever might be going on in your personal life, work, relationship, or all of it. But no, I'm not being specific. I'm just general.
Right.
I will be taking random bites.
Yeah,
because I got really hungry. I'm sorry, but if I don't, I'm going to like faint or something. So don't watch me eat.
It's okay. We all eat. We've all done it.
I tend to drop half of my food onto my mighty bosom.
Every time I eat, especially mustard, is not a good idea for me, because almost every piece of clothing I have ends up with a big blob of mustard.
I get a grease stain.
Yeah.
I swear I am so sick of it. Honestly, I just need to take a bib everywhere I go, because it's going to happen.
I was watching this Laugh-In episode day before yesterday, because I was feeling so yucky. I just wanted to laugh. And so I looked at cat memes all day and watched Laugh-In, which helped a lot. Good. But there was one episode when Carol Channing was a guest star, and she was great on that show. But there's some fancy dinner, and Carol Channing takes out her napkin, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And finally, she's basically covered with a sheet. So maybe you could do that.
That would be appropriate.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm sorry I couldn't be with you last week. As I said, car issues. But I loved that you did a live vlog, and I thought that was really cool. I think you should do that more often.
Oh, I might, if I ever think of something to say in between time.
I thought it worked really well.
I had a few people that were very nice to me about it, and I was very grateful too. And hey, everybody, we're seeing you pop up there, and I'm so tickled to see all of you.
Yeah. Hey, Melinda. Hey, everybody. And Angela is getting ready to leave in just a few days on her much anticipated trip to Florida.
Yeah, I'm taking the cold with me. We're going to get down there to sunny Florida just in time for a cold front and rain. But that's okay. I don't care. I went to Florida when I was a little kid a few times, and I do not do well with heat. I hate the heat with every fiber of my being. But yet I wanted to go because I did love it as a child. I loved it. And one of the main things that I loved was seeing the glass bottom boat. And I was really little, but it stuck in my mind. And that was the first place I saw the ocean. It took my breath. I went jumping out of the car, went running through these buildings, and down. Was halfway down some steps because I knew it was out there, and I was so excited. And then I looked up and I saw the vastness and the waves coming in, and I froze. I actually froze. It panicked me. I couldn't move for a minute. And then I was able to run on down there, and I've loved the ocean ever since. I love it. But anyway, I went on the glass bottom boat, and it was just so thrilling for me, and I wanted to take Dylan. And I've not had the means or opportunity to do that. And so I've been complaining about it mightily, thinking about, maybe if I ever decide to sell my house or something, I could maybe have enough left over to go for about 3 days, because I don't like to be away from home more than about 3 days. I just don't. And son of a gun, for Christmas, Jamie, my daughter, surprised me with luggage and handed me the itinerary for our Florida vacation.
That is so cool.
And Dylan is going, and James will be staying home and holding down the fort. She's actually going to take him to the beach in June, to Closer Beach, because James would not travel well on the airplane. He said he's been watching airline disaster shows, and actually I was too. I had to quit immediately until we get back, but I have flown a couple of times, 3 times actually. But anyway, point of this story is, Lord willing, if the creek don't rise, if don't have freezing rain, and I can get to Asheville Airport, we're going to go.
It's great.
And there's school day, teacher work day. So
that's wonderful. Okay. What kind of themes or common threads have you seen this week with clients, or just your vibe on stuff?
It's been erratic. It's been kind of, I don't know, a lot of anxiety. I have had crazy anxiety.
And I called her on Monday, like, I just need to talk to you for a little bit because I'm just so upset. And I just, how you just get in a
Yeah,
state.
it's been, I don't want to say depressing energy, but it seems like a lot of people have been struggling with their emotions. Actually, I have too. I mean, I had these really awesome people yesterday that came to see me, and they handed me this rock when our fingers touched, and they actually gave me a piece of the pyramid, which I won't go into. But it was like, well, I'll just tell you quickly. I already told you that I had a piece many years ago somebody gave me, and it got lost. And, years ago, so I put it on my mind. About a month ago, I started woke up me all night. I wish I had a piece of the pyramid. And I got grieved because I didn't have it, because, I'm not likely to be trotting over to Egypt anytime soon. And I just randomly, and son of a gun, if this couple of lovely people didn't walk in and hand me a piece of the pyramid.
That is so
What are
wonderful.
the odds? I mean, what are the odds?
In your world, pretty high.
So I thought, somebody's listening to me. Anyway, that made me feel so excited and happy. And that was good. But a lot of people have been struggling, it seems like, with a little bit of depression or, some stuff like that. And anyway, emotions, I know what I'm going to say, magnified emotions. People have been more likely to cry or to maybe get aggravated, or negative emotions seem to almost always be a little stronger, because I guess the caveman in us has to pay attention to those or get eaten by the bear. So those are more apt to come to the surface. But I feel like it's getting ready to shift, and it'll be a little bit more lively, for lack of a better word, energy. And that's my hope anyway. It is. But I feel like a lot of people have been more psychic than usual too. Seems like people have been a little more, I don't know, just picking up random stuff, So that seems to be going on a little bit as well.
Well, what you're talking about fits right in with what's happening energetically, at least, some of the sources that I go and check online. But there's been really intense energy on the planet, and lots of people reporting dizziness, irritability, sleeplessness.
And the dizziness.
Okay. I haven't, thank goodness.
Isn't that weird? Because you have it no matter what. It seems like you're so sensitive, but I don't. And I was it this morning? Time seems to be. That's another thing. Time is weird. It's like things happening simultaneously, or just right place, right time, or just not having a sense of time at all. Time. Anyway, carry on.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, and anxiety and kind of oddball fevers has been something a lot of people have been talking about. Yep. And if you look at the Schumann resonance, which we talk about a lot, and kind of try to overlay it on what people are reporting, it correlates. There was a 17-hour blackout of the Schumann resonance, the very first of this year, the 3rd of January, which means that chart that shows all the activity just went dead for 17 hours.
Well, that's just odd.
Yeah. And then more recently, just a few days ago, there was like a rainbow stripe on the Schumann resonance, which I don't think anybody's ever seen before. Instead of just that white noise looking graph, all these colors were there. So the Earth is definitely energetically doing a lot of work.
Earthquakes left and right.
Exactly. And we're feeling it too.
I should have said that. That's something that I did feel, by the way, and I didn't. I don't know. I just felt like that was going to be more active, and I don't think it's over. I don't think nature is settled down yet, and I actually think that there could be I'm looking for the right words, a erratic abundance of energy, an abundance of erratic energy. Maybe I'm going to guess at the next, I don't know, a little bit, 2 to 6 weeks. I'm just guessing at time. Okay. And that could be also with people. Expect the unexpected for a while, and I don't know how long a while until you don't. And I feel like that goes to people that you know and are close to, strangers, earth events, your pets, which are often a barometer, I think, for things. Oh my God, and I hate to say this, and I don't want to say, but it seems like I cannot tell you on my Facebook feed how many people have lost their animals this last week. It's like, what the heck?
Oh my gosh.
And a lot of them were, it was time. And a lot of them, it wasn't. It's just like, what the heck? I have never. So I don't want to, depress anybody with stuff like that. But it just, things always come in bunches, people. It always comes in bunches. And there, have that for what it's worth too. But I'm hopeful that maybe the energy will shift. But I'm telling you, I don't know. It's this just in. Expect people to be acting unlike themselves. And I want to say I feel a suddenness in emotional happenings. I don't know the one. Have that for what it's worth. I don't know what to do with that.
Okay, I understand that.
Because I don't always understand it at all, but I feel like that's what I want to say.
One thing, this is just for me personally, that might be helpful for some of you guys too. When you feel so overwhelmed emotionally with all this energy, a lot of us, you're trying to be healthy, and so you take a lot of supplements, vitamins and stuff like that. And sometimes that's just too much too. So if you find yourself feeling very overwhelmed, you might just want to assess the kind of stuff that you're taking. And I'm talking about supplements and that kind of stuff. Certainly not pharmaceuticals or anything a doctor has told you to take, but just kind of, you might just want to reassess how much you're taking and maybe just take a day or so off. I mean, that seems to help me, because even the good stuff sometimes can be overload.
Too much love. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to have balance. And that's going to be, I think, a key feature over the next, I'm guessing time again, 6 weeks or so. Now listen, how do you gain your balance? A lot of times it's because somebody comes along and shoves you, or some event shoves you off balance. And then that's how you stagger around, and you have to catch yourself and find your center so that you can do that. So hopefully that won't be happening, or maybe if it is, it's something good. Like this is obviously this little trip I want and I'm excited about could actually throw me off balance for a while, but maybe it's a good thing because it will maybe help me regain a balance that will help me maybe be a better person to see or to deal with trauma and stuff, because I'll be in a good.
I was just looking what Brandy, here's some verification for you. Brandy said as she's taking a bite.
I'm taking a bite of my goulash so I can give it to the dog because it's starting to whine.
Yeah, when you see me look over, it's because her chihuahua's gnawing on my hand. Brandy says, I remember you mentioned something about paying attention to your pets last week. So yeah. Liz has got a bird that somebody can have. And hey, Mary, thank you, and Pat.
Birds do not like me.
Pat is here on time for the first time ever.
Pet birds do not like me.
Wonder why.
I don't know, but
What do they do? How do you know they don't like you?
Well, I had one stomp down the bottom of its cage, and I'm not making that up, in order to escape my presence. That right there was a clue. I went through about 5. I will never do it again. I love the birds. I feed them. Buddhist philosophy is, I think, and I'm not Buddhist, but I follow his philosophy very often. And the house that feeds the birds, maybe it's Confucius in this case, never goes hungry. So I think, well, win-win, because I get to help the birds, and then maybe it'll ensure some good luck my way.
I don't like to see birds in cages. I know but that's just the way it is sometimes.
It bothers me too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, any of you guys who haven't watched before, a lot of what we talk about is during the week as Angela's seeing clients or things come to her. She just sends me these very cryptic texts, and I just write them down. And then when we get together, I bring them back up, and she can say what it was that she thought was interesting that she wanted to share.
Yeah, some weeks I can come up with nothing. She said, "We're going to talk about this." I don't know. What do you want to talk about? I don't know. And it's like this week I'll talk about this. I
mean, my phone was like on fire, and my little old granny flip phone was just aflame because of all of these texts.
The sad news is, as she reads these, I'll probably think, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, one just barely made it across the finish line because I got it this morning, and it's the only thing it said was race car dream.
Yeah, okay. This is for somebody out there. I don't know who I'm talking to, but it's like, I feel like sometimes we're doing something maybe that's not obvious, like learning how to use your own abilities. Every human has psychic abilities. I've told you that before, or in general. And it's, they don't know what to do with them. Or sometimes people might go through a period of spiritual growth, or sometimes a person might just be changing. They're just changing. They're not even caring about psychic or spiritual. They're just maybe outgrowing a marriage or outgrowing which I hope that don't happen to anybody, but you get my drift. And they get stuck and they feel like nothing's happening. Why isn't anything happening? You're impatient. You need to see some change, and you're not seeing it happen. Well, I remembered a dream, and I think I'm supposed to tell you this dream because it's a message for somebody. And that is, I dreamed that I was in the desert, and there's nothing. There's nothing, just dirt, okay? And there's a race car on it. And I think I'm in the car, but I'm actually over here watching it. And there's somebody behind me, which is often the case in that kind of dream. That's your guides. And a lot of times they will talk to you, and you don't really see them. You just know they're there. And I'm seeing this race car, and I'm simultaneously, like I said, in it too. And I know it's flying. I'm watching it. And it's like, I can see that it's going fast, but it's like when you're in it, it's like getting anywhere. And then it's explained to me that there's no landmarks. There's nothing to gauge how fast you're going. You're not seeing yourself speed by a tree or a building or a curve or another car. There's nothing to gauge how fast that car is going. But if it were to go any faster, it would burn it. It would flame out. it would burn up. So I think sometimes we are making so much progress. Mentally, we're doing what we need to do. Emotionally, we're doing what we need to do. Physically, we might be doing the things we need to do, but we just are not feeling it. We're not seeing it. It's like, what's happening? No, things are happening. You're going probably so fast you just can't see it. But in hindsight, you'll probably look back and you'll think, oh my God, look what I did. Look at the destruction I might have caused or and needed to make. Sometimes in order to have a new house, you have to burn down the old one, symbolically speaking. And, sometimes it's a hard thing to do, but sometimes that's what it takes, or you don't get to the next level too. Anyway.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Next.
All right. This is another one that I just got right before I left the house to come over here. Evil doesn't announce itself.
Okay. Sometimes people think that something that comes in a real pretty package is just really awesome and wonderful. And that's exciting and you want to have it. And they think, how can this possibly be a bad thing? Because it makes me feel so good. And this could be in a form, for example, of a new relationship. Maybe you're not supposed to be in. Maybe it's somebody you're not ready to be with or whatever. Or maybe it's, a temptation is what I'm trying to say, an inappropriate temptation. Or maybe you're having this, your inner battle with your inner demons, whatever. I don't know. The thing is, it's always presented to us as this wonderful thing. Maybe you're doing psychic work and you're thinking you should maybe explore stuff that maybe something's kind of pushing back, but you're thinking, no, I can explain why I need to do this. The thing is, you got to be really careful whenever you make some decisions sometimes, because sometimes I do feel, and this is for people that I'm talking to now, not just anybody maybe, but I'm talking to people that are trying to do good work. Whether that good work be for other people or for their own spiritual improvement. And when people sometimes are trying to do good work, they can get misled real easy because something comes along and it feels good, it seems good, but that don't mean it is good. And that means you have to use your intuitiveness. You got to kind of look ahead in your mind, or you kind of got to just use your common sense and ask your mama. That'll work most of the time. Ask your mama, is this good or bad for me? If you can't ask your mama, it's probably not good for you, okay?
What if your mama's
if you've got a good mama.
Okay. What if your mama's not here anymore?
And you ask her anyway. Ask her anyway. Ask her in your mind. You know where she lives. She's in your head all the time. So if you got like one of them crazy kind of mamas, just ask me. I'll tell you. So in other words, let me explain. Sometimes when you're doing this kind of work, people I try to help everybody I can, but let's say, somebody might want to, and it's nobody that and it's not you, whoever's listening, they might want to take advantage of somebody, and they might not be somebody that really is a really good person that just has need. Maybe there's somebody that can't be helped, okay? And what they might do might be present themselves, for example, as a very pathetic person. Now, I help anybody I can, and that's just an example. It's nobody, it's just an example. But then you might say, oh, I feel sorry for somebody. So you're work your sympathy. And then you find out you have zero energy, no energy at all. And then somebody that genuinely might need, or maybe you need your energy, it's not there because you allowed maybe something to take your energy. Like that's an energy vampire, okay? Somebody that just takes your energy without care. So
I wasn't sure if that was a dog.
That's evil.
Or somebody with a staple gun.
No, that's my dog showing me a picture of evil right there because he's trying to thwart my purpose. And you think, well, okay, so you think you're doing good, but actually evil has presented itself to you in a form that will take you away, that will suck your energy away, take something that you need, something that maybe you did need for whatever reason, but it didn't come up and say, I'm an evil thing. I am here to take your energy. I shall be all black shadowy, and I will come in the dark, and I will suck your air, and I will be that. No, it can do that, actually. But it's going to sneak up on you, and it's going to be in the guise of, for maybe a certain kind of man. Maybe it comes in the guise of a beautiful woman. That my Sunday school teacher actually said to us one time. And it's true, because that could take a good man maybe away from his family because he opened the door and let evil in, okay? Or maybe it could be in the form of like a little child and, not a real one, like maybe oh, this spirit is just a spirit of a little girl that needs help, and I'm going to paranormally do something here. And very often evil spirits will take the shape, believe it or not, of a little girl, because that's non-threatening. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
I am warning people, and I don't know why. You might even see it in the form of somebody that's a leader, and you think, oh, this person is so awesome, but look at the works. Look at the works, If you want to see if something's good or bad, look at their work. If they're doing really good stuff, then they're probably really good. If they're doing a lot of bad stuff, they're probably not. You go, it's a balance. Ain't nobody all good or all bad. It's all a balance. But for some reason, this week, Ange is coming with a warning. Beware of untoward temptations, because it could be evil disguising itself as good. And just because something feels good don't mean it is good. You have sometimes a test of time.
Well, and Melinda makes a good point, just making sure that you have your boundaries set.
You do, and that's really hard for me, man. It's hard for me. But, I have had one energy vampire too much, and I think I'm finally getting to the point where I think, you know what? I have to treat myself with the same respect that I would treat you. And that's hard.
Yeah.
It's real hard for me. I don't know why, but it isn't about me. I'm talking to somebody else out there that might be having some trouble. I am good.
We know that.
Now. I'm good now.
Well, let me ask you, you talk about evil coming in the guise of this or that and taking your energy.
It disguises itself as something pitiful or something sad.
Can a perfectly good person, let's say, what if I come in here? Can some dark entity be using me to bring you or knock you off your course, and I'm not even aware of what I'm doing?
Yeah, you can be used by evil.
So how do you?
I've been used by evil. I'm sure in my younger days when I felt like I needed something and I shouldn't have, I made decisions that, if you knew me in the late 90s, erase that from your mind. I was in a bad place. I made some mistakes and bad decisions, but you know what? I'm human. And that's how we learn. I don't think I was evil in any shape, form, or fashion.
Oh gosh, no.
But I do believe I got led astray by, you know what makes people get led astray? Trauma, childhood trauma. And it comes out. If you got a child that's been traumatized, give them into therapy now. It comes out.
I think the trauma can create an opening in your psyche that can let that stuff in,
It can. And I will tell you, I also think this, and don't forget I told you this, God, which I do believe in, you may not, I don't care, that mean believe what you want. You will be punished. Really. But God can take evil and turn it for good. Don't ever forget that. Ain't nothing you've done. Maybe there's something you've done, I don't know, by my account, but maybe by God's account, that cannot be maybe turned in some way to good. Don't forget I told you that, because somebody's supposed to hear that. Evidently, I'm going to preach today, because that's what I'm doing. I am sorry if I'm being annoying. I'm actually annoying to myself.
No
more than
way.
You possibly know.
No.
But I'm supposed to say that because, sometimes, we are human. And I've told myself, Ange, I hear it all, people. I hear it all. And I don't judge none of them people I hear. But I judge myself terribly, and that's not right either. I'm human. I deserve compassion, but it's
Absolutely.
hard. It's hard, and I'm not the only person. I mean, I guess we're all like that. Oh, thank you, Pat. Okay, somebody tell me something. Ask me something. Boy, I am weird today. I am so sorry. I'm so weird today.
Okay, well, you want to be weird. How about this? Here's another text message from you. Giant head, man from ditch.
Oh, yeah, it's good. Lucretia, how do we forgive ourselves? I think you just have to sometimes have a talk with yourself, and that's what I do. And I'm seriously telling you, sometimes you talk out loud. I'm getting really bad talk out loud myself. They're going to send me to the home earlier than I had assumed, I'm afraid. But you have to talk to yourself the way you would talk to your best friend. You don't go around beating yourself up and tell yourself, oh, I'm just a horrible person. Why did I do this? Why did that? You got to say, you know what? I did what I did. I learned a lot. I didn't learn a lot, whatever. I did what I did, and it's, it's done. I'm sorry. I have true repentance. You know what repentance is? It means you turn away. You turn away. And then you try to do better. And you ask your higher power, if you believe in a higher power, you ask your higher power to keep you on the better path. And guess what? You're probably going to fall off it too, because you're human. You're human. You just do the best you can. You ask forgiveness along the way. That's about the best I can tell you, people. Now we're going to get into some weird. All right. we talk sometimes about alien beings, and sometimes we talk about ghostly beings, right?
Mhm.
Well, we can also talk about maybe many dimensions, and maybe the other realities, and maybe the other kind of beings that might poke our head into this one from time to time. You know where I thought about this subject? I was watching SpongeBob. And SpongeBob,
The inspiration for so much.
so much. SpongeBob was asleep and he had his little dream cloud, right? And he's doing whatever he does in his little dream cloud. But then he falls out of it and he goes into his friend's dream cloud, his cat, his snail's dream cloud. And the snail was really wise in the dream. And he's, it's like it come from that movie, What Dreams May Come, is where it come from. But anyway, he's like, the snail is so wise. He says, you can be anything, another dream. And then he goes into all these other characters' dream clouds and interferes with their dream. And everybody got really mad, as rightly they should have. And I think that hit me, like, first of all, I do think we travel in dreams. I think we may actually visit somebody else's dream cloud, but also these dreams can represent dimensions, other worlds, other realities that we may be skipping around in. And then I think that sometimes they might be poking a hole here. There was an episode, by the way, of Star Trek Next Generation where they were getting alien abducted like we think about now. And it's like they were opening a portal, these other aliens, and coming in and doing these abductions. So I thought that is so interesting because I think that could be a truth. But I think I have seen such things. And I've had some clients have told me that they have seen such things. And oddly enough, somebody was even talking about this guy was sitting here, and I suddenly looked up and he was like, wasn't him. It's like his leg looked like it was that big around, and it's this big around. And it's like, this leg ain't big like that. But anyway, it got us on the topic of giants. I have not seen a giant. But I didn't even think people even believed in such things as giants nowadays. But evidently, there are people who very much believe in giants.
There's fossil evidence or bones everywhere.
I believe in the past. I've always thought, the Bible even says there were giants in those days. I have no doubt. But, in another dimension, it's not that I never thought about it. I just never thought about it. But anyway, I didn't see the giant. But I'm doing this session. This lady's sitting there on the couch over in Clinchfield, of course, mystical center of the world. And all of a sudden, I look up and I see this head floating, a disembodied head. It was kind of more like my head is like this. It was more like this shape, more like football shaped, but not as pronounced as a football. And it was kind of smiling. I don't think it had hair. It was huge. It was like almost the size of the couch, and I could see through it. But I saw it, and I'm not thinking of giant heads when I'm sitting there talking to somebody. About threw me off the couch. It shocked me so bad. Anyway, that's something I saw. And then this is totally unrelated, and it happened earlier over where I used to live, but I'm going to connect it. I'm coming home one day, and it was late, and I'm going down the road, and it was night, and my headlights hit this guy that you can only see him from the waist up. He was not wearing a shirt. He had long, curly, blackish hair and a weird grin, and he was waving like this, but grinning, okay? And I about went off the road because it scared me so bad. I wasn't expecting that. It startled me, rightly so. And it was not like I see it through it. It's not like I'm thinking ghost. It terrified me. Now, I had a terror. I will tell you, I'll be honest. It did terrify me the way that is beyond maybe seeing the guy. And I'm thinking, okay, he must be laying in a ditch. He must be covered up or in a drainage or something. He's just tricking people and all. And it scared me. I actually went home and called the sheriff because I thought it made me so upset. And I wanted them to come out there because I thought that guy could get run over. Somebody could run him over. But to be honest, I really wasn't feeling it. In my heart, I was feeling this ain't normal. This is supernatural. And I was just a teenager, by the way. I was just 17 years old, as a matter of fact. But I was thinking in my soul, they ain't normal, but I'm thinking, I can't be like that. This is just a guy. Went by there next day to see exactly where he was and how he was doing that. There was no place. There was no place. There was no place.
Wow.
He was coming directly out of the ground that was green, not dug up. There was no drainage ditch, nothing.
Wow.
I saw that. The point of these two stories are, I think there are many, as we've already said 100 times, multi-dimensions. And I do think that, like I said, sometimes they open and things come in. Sometimes we go in. And sometimes it's just like a little hole gets poked and somebody just comes out of a ditch and says hello. For your amusement, people, for your amusement.
You know, I'm going to, if I can find real quick what you said, it just, it keys in on a little article that I pulled for today. Britain's first astronaut says that what you're talking about absolutely exists.
Okay.
Her name's Helen Sharman. She went to space 28 years ago and recently made headlines by stating that there was no doubt whatsoever that all sorts of forms of life exist in the universe and that they're here right now. And in many cases, we simply can't see them because they're so different from us. But she talks about how these other life forms come in and out of our reality. Simply, they just pop in from another dimension, another realm, and go right back out. And this is, like I said,
I sent her that, but I didn't really read it. I just scanned it.
Yeah.
Because I just go by the headlines.
It's like, this is weird. I'm going to send it to Kim. So anyway, that goes right into what you're saying. And here's somebody who's got, you know, credentials.
Somebody's been to college.
Yeah, been to space, saying that this is
it is
the truth. Okay, you ready to move on to the next mysterious text?
And I am reading those comments as best I can. If I don't comment on them, don't think I'm not reading them.
Yeah. Do you want to comment on Melinda's? Late one night, Melinda saw a man standing on the side of the road. As she was passing him, he disappeared. Also saw a truck on the road that was going the complete opposite way, and then it vanished as well.
Yes. Listen, I got a witness. That's my favorite thing to add when I tell you a story. I got a witness. The other ones I didn't. But my ex Tony, Tony, we were going to Asheville, and it was, I think, right after Swan and Noah, I believe. And you know, I'm like kind of leaning back in the car, you know, just kind of, you know, just sitting there, and he's driving. We weren't talking or anything. We're passing a car, like you do, this older car. And I look over, like you do, you know, look at them. I don't know if they look back at me or not. I don't remember now, but, you know. Then I look back, and it's gone. They were gone. I look over, they're there. I look back, they're gone. And I said to him, where'd that car go was passing? And where did they go? There was trees and everything. There was no place. It would have had to break up trees at that time.
He saw him too.
We both saw it. He was passing it. He had to have seen it because he was actually going around it. It was not there. It's a blue car, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm thinking, did it run off the road? There was a guardrail. And I can't tell you exactly where it is now because this happened like, God, you know, a long time ago, at least 27, maybe 30 years ago. Maybe, God, I'm getting old, but it's been a long time. But it's right there on that stretch, right? I think it's past Swan and Noah. Actually, it might be one of the first exits on the east side of Asheville. I believe that's where it was. And like I said, there was no place for it to go. Even if he had stopped on the side of the road and backed up the ramp, it couldn't have gone. It was no place.
Wow.
Now we saw that. What was that? Maybe that was a rift in the space and time. Maybe it was a ghost car. I do not know, people. I am not knowing everything. And to be honest, I don't always like to know. I like the mystery.
I know. Me too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just looking at what Angie wrote. She's watched a lot of things on this topic.